What if the person you love most is already emotionally gone while still sleeping next to you? You cook, you care, you text goodnight, but something's off. The warmth is gone. The eye contact fades. The silence grows heavier than words. And worst of all, you can't prove it, because love doesn't vanish in a dramatic fight. It leaks out in tiny invisible drops, through micro-withdrawals, emotional ghosting, and silent resentment. Today, we're diving into the hidden psychology of emotional absence, why love fades long before people leave, and how to spot it before it's too late. We've all been taught that love ends with slammed doors or cheating scandals, but real emotional abandonment, it's quieter, deadlier. It happens when your partner stops seeing you, not because they're evil, but because their brain has quietly rewired itself. Neuroscience shows that sustained emotional neglect triggers the same pain centers as physical injury. Yet victims often blame themselves. Am I not enough? Did I push them away? But here's the truth. Love doesn't just run out, it gets redirected. Psychologists call this emotional outsourcing, when someone unconsciously shifts their emotional energy elsewhere, to work, to fantasy, to a new hobby, or even to a mental escape. And the scariest part? They might not even realize it's happening. Their behavior stays polite. They still say, I love you, but their nervous system, it's checked out. You feel it in the way they look through you, not at you. In how your vulnerability is met with distraction, not depth. This isn't just heartbreak, it's psychological gaslighting by omission, and millions are living it right now. In marriages, friendships, even parent-child bonds. So how do you know if love is truly fading, or if it was never really there? Let us decode the 3 silent signs your love is evaporating, even if no one else said a word. Sign number 1, the collapse of curiosity. In healthy love, curiosity never dies. You still wonder, what made them smile today? Or, why did that comment hurt them? But when love fades, curiosity flatlines, your partner stops asking. They stop remembering small details. Your pain becomes background noise. Why? Because the brain conserves emotional energy. Once someone emotionally disengages, their mirror neurons, the empathy circuits, go dormant. They literally can't feel your inner world anymore. Sign number 2, the ritual without the ritual. They still do the right things. Birthday gifts, date nights, good morning texts, but it's mechanical, hollow. This is called performative intimacy. It looks like love, but it's just habit or guilt in disguise. Studies show that when emotional connection drops below a certain threshold, the brain treats affection like a chore, like brushing teeth, necessary, but joyless. Sign number 3, the invisible wall. You feel it instantly. That subtle shift when you try to get close and they lean back, physically or emotionally. It's not anger, it's avoidance. Psychologists call this proximity anxiety. When someone feels suffocated by closeness because they've already emotionally detached, their nervous system interprets your need for connection as a threat. And here's the trap. You double down. You try harder. You become more loving, more accommodating, hoping to reignite what's gone. But that only accelerates the fade, because in their mind, your neediness confirms their belief. This relationship drains me. It's a cruel feedback loop. Your love becomes the very thing pushing them away. And the darkest part? Many people stay in these relationships for years, not out of loyalty, but out of fear, routine, or social pressure. They trade authenticity for stability and call it love. Now, the most unsettling truth. Sometimes love was never really there to begin with, not in the way you thought. Many relationships are built on projection, not connection. You fell for who they pretended to be, or who you needed them to be, and they stayed because you fulfilled a role, the healer, the stabilizer, the audience to their life story. This is called transactional bonding, where love is a currency, not a covenant. And when your emotional ROI drops, when you stop soothing their anxiety, boosting their ego, or managing their chaos, their interest evaporates. Worst of all, they may never admit it, because admitting the truth would force them to confront their own emptiness. So instead, they gaslight you into thinking you're the problem. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. You're never satisfied. Sound familiar? That's not love fading. That's love being exposed as a mirage, and the moment you realize that is the moment you stop begging for crumbs and start reclaiming your worth. So what now? First, stop diagnosing their love. Start protecting your energy. Ask yourself, when I'm with them, do I feel seen or small? If it's the latter, it's not your job to fix it. It's your duty to walk away. Second, rebuild your emotional baseline. Spend time alone. Reconnect with your joy, your anger, your silence, without needing validation. True love doesn't require you to shrink. It expands you. Third, watch for reciprocity, not just words, but consistent emotional presence. Do they show up when you're hurting? Do they celebrate your wins like their own? Or is your inner world just inconvenient? And if you're already in the aftermath of a faded love, grieve. But don't confuse absence with failure. Sometimes, the deepest act of love is letting go of someone who only knew how to love you in theory. You deserve more than emotional leftovers. You deserve a love that doesn't need reminding. So I'll leave you with this. If someone has to be convinced to stay, should they really be there at all? Drop a like if you felt this silent fade. Share this with someone who needs to hear it before they waste another year waiting for a spark that's already out.